Hello guys and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we return with Game Week 25 where we've got a double up for Manchester City and Liverpool, and we kick off with Liverpool away at Brentford in the 12:30 kickoff, Jurgen Klopp's favourite. For this first game I've gone for a 3-1 Liverpool victory. Brentford have looked better going forward, but they're still shipping a lot of goals. I expect Liverpool to continue their pursuit for the title with a win on Saturday afternoon. Another of their title rivals, Arsenal, in action against Burnley away at Turf Moor, and I've gone for Arsenal also to win here by 2-0. I think they'll just have too much quality for Burnley, and with them being in the title race, I don't see them slipping up. Tough game for Aston Villa in Game 3 as they're away at Craven Cottage to take on Fulham, who have been in pretty decent form at home this season. Villa have lost their last 3 games at home as well, of course, after they had the brilliant unbeaten record. But on the road in their last game, they did bounce back with a 5-0 win at Sheffield United. So I've gone for them to win here, but just by 2-1. I think that'll be a close game. Then in the Eddie Howe derby in Game 4, Newcastle host Bournemouth, where I've gone for Newcastle to win by 2-1. Bournemouth have dropped off a little bit and they're not as good on the road, lost away to Fulham themselves in Game Week 24, so I've gone for the Geordies to win. Game 5 sees two of the out-of-form sides in the Premier League, Nottingham Forest taking on West Ham, and I've actually gone for Forest to win this by 2-1. I think they've been playing some decent stuff and not getting the results, whereas West Ham, on the other hand, every time I've seen them, they've been pretty poor. They will, of course, be hoping to bounce back from the 6-0 drubbing of Arsenal, but I've gone for them to lose again here in Game Week 25. And then the final 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday sees Tottenham hosting Wolverhampton Wanderers. No Mateus Cunha for Wolves, which I think will have an impact for them. Tottenham have a brilliant home record this season under Postecoglou, and I've gone for them to continue that with a 2-1 victory over Gary O'Neill's side. Big game on Saturday evening as Manchester City host Chelsea. Well, I say a big game, but I do expect City to win pretty comfortably. I've gone for a 3-1 scoreline, as that does seem to be the sweet spot with Man City at the moment. I do think Chelsea will get on the score sheet, but I don't see us getting anything. Our away form's been pretty poor, and we're just mid-table fodder now, sadly. And then 2 games on Super Sunday, neither of which are particularly super, but we start at Bramall Lane. The boys from our career mode, of course, Sheffield United hosting Brighton, where I've gone for De Zerbi's side to win by 2-0. Still missing João Pedro, who, of course, we signed for Sheffield United on our career mode, but despite that, I have gone for them to win by 2-0. I think it'll be pretty comfortable for them. And part 2 of Super Sunday sees Luton hosting a rejuvenated Manchester United side who have started to string some wins together, and I've gone for them to do so again here. Luton were on a decent run, but after that loss at home to Sheffield United, they're of course still with their heads below water and a lot of work to be done between now and the end of the season. And then we've also got a Monday night football game on, of course, Monday night with Everton hosting Crystal Palace. Not a particularly exciting one. They did face each other in those 2 cup games earlier on in the year. It was 0-0 at Selhurst Park, and the replay was won by Everton by a 1-0. I'm not expecting fireworks in this game, but I have gone for the Toffees to win by 2-0. I just don't see where Crystal Palace's goals are going to come from without Elise and Eze. And then we've got the 2 additional double-ups. Manchester City host Brentford, which I believe was rearranged because of the Club World Cup. So this being played on Tuesday night, where I've gone for Man City again with that 3-1 scoreline, and I've gone for the same 3-1 scoreline in Game 12, which sees Liverpool hosting Luton at Anfield. I've just seen news that Alisson is likely to be out for a few weeks with a hamstring injury, so I don't see them keeping a clean sheet, but I do expect them to win pretty comfortably. They've been conceding quite regularly, as with Man City, not as many clean sheets as we've seen in previous seasons. So I've gone for 3-1 in both of those games on Tuesday and Wednesday. And the Manchester City-Brentford game is also my joker this week, banking on Manchester City once again and hoping for potentially another 6-pointer like we saw in the reverse fixture. We'll head over to the website now just to have a very quick overview of how we got on last week. So we'll keep this pretty brief as we usually do. You can see we've dropped down to 3rd place, but just by a point, one off, bringing up 200, which would have seen us remain in 2nd, but 1 point off 2nd, a 6-point gap now to the leader, but still feeling confident that we're well within the mix to finish in the money spots this year. Again, we had a pretty average fixture 24, picking up 7 points from the 10 games. No correct scores really hurt me this week, but 6 correct results, which is pretty good going, and of course 1 extra for our joker. If you did watch last week's predictions video, you'll know that I went for loads and loads of goals. And although we did get a lot of the results correct, like I say, no correct scores. The one that really killed me was Tottenham's late winner against Brighton, where a lot of people had 2-1. So that was quite a big goal swing. And as I say, a couple of other little 1-pointers. Chelsea on Monday night was buzzing that they managed to get the win, but I did have 2-1. So after Gallagher scored, I thought we were going to be on for 3 points, and then Enzo obviously tucked one into the top corner in like the 96th minute to ruin my 3-pointer. But overall, a decent-ish week. We didn't have an absolute calamity, but it was pretty average, picking up 7 points. I'd rather be up towards the sort of 10s and 11s. But that is where we will leave it for this week, guys. As I say, it's a double up for Manchester City and Liverpool. So interesting to see where we are come the end of this fixture, to see how the title race is looking and how we're doing going for top spot in predictions. But I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, guys, and peace.